there is no system, there is no company, there is no economy, there is no business structure which can get better when you decrease funding. It's just common sense. So when funding is cut towards education, it cannot get better. And during these times, particularly during these times, it's nothing but a false economy. You know, we have an 8.1% unemployment rate nationally. And if you look at the Federal Reserve's beige book, you know, it's a book the Federal Reserve, you know, publishes 8 times a year. It outlines the economic conditions in various federal districts. There is repeatedly a statement, employers are reporting difficulty finding skilled workers. And it's there in the last book, which I think the last statement in April, it was there in February, it was there in December, on similar lines. And what does this tell us? This tells us in spite of unemployment above historic levels, if employers are not finding workers they desire, it tells us that there is a gap between the skills in the labor force and the needs of the employers. And what is that going to do? It is a recipe for exporting jobs. Employers are going to go where they find the workers, they find best value for the dollar with respect to purchasing employees, if you will, or employees, skills. It's a small world, it gets smaller. It's a flat world, it gets flatter. And if our citizens are not going to be able, do not have the skill to compete in the labor market, the jobs will go elsewhere. There is a direct correlation between there is a direct correlation between job losses, or rather unemployment, and high school dropout rate. Recently an article, I think just it was 2 days ago or 3 days ago, in Bloomberg, an economics professor from Harvard alluded to this relationship and said and made the point that during tough times, and when there is, we should help the poor by providing more education. And this is a professor of economics from Harvard. He's not an educator. And this just amplifies the point that we should become a state which is creme de la creme of education, not the other way around. Regions that will out-educate us will out-compete us. There's no question about that. So in other words, trying to save a few dollars now, down the line you'll have a negative domino effect. When you don't have skilled workers, businesses don't come, you lose jobs or you don't grow jobs, you lose tax revenue, you have less money for education further, you have less money for healthcare, and it's just, it just goes downhill. So I think cutting education is the wrong thing to do. I will not only restore, I will enhance education as governor.